Ipsos poll. Who conducted it?
The Ipsos was an independent market research company that controlled and managed by research professionals.
Yeah. On the sample size, how many people needed to be interviewed for the sample size to produce valid representative results?
The number of people who needed to be interviewed was supposed to be 1,191. 476 of them were Democrats. 428 were Republicans. 163 were independent, party, and they were all ages 18 and older.
Was the sample self-selected or chosen at random?
It was self-selected, yes. Self-selected.
Sampling error.
Oh, sampling error? Mm-hmm. Well, the definition of sampling error is the error of statistical analysis arising from unrepresentativeness of the sample taken. And then, should I do margin error?
Yeah.
Margin error was an amount of usually small that is usually allowed for the case of miscalculation or change in circumstance.
How is the margin of error determined?
Well, the margin of error is just a restatement of the size of the sample, of the sample and the level of confidence.
Okay.
All right, Tatiana, what were the demographics of this poll? The Reuters Ipsos poll.
People 18 years and older from the Democratic, Republican, and Independent parties.
Wow. Was it done by poll takers or inexperienced volunteers or students?
It was done by poll takers.
If the polls were meant to represent a large, diverse population like Americans, do you think it does so? Oh, why or why not?
Yes, I think it does represent a large amount of people because it's from multiple political parties.
Mm. So it's like a wide view of them. Mythology. Was this poll done by telephone, in person, or the internet? Internet?
Mm-hmm.
Jeez, such a simple way. Was it done by experienced poll takers or non-experienced?
Experienced poll takers.
How might the methodology affect or shape the result?
The methodology could shape the results based on the audience reach, like an online poll. Typically, people that are computer savvy or younger people would be targeted.
So it's not like the old people in mail-in surveys.
Yeah, exactly.
And question wording. Does the question seem neutral, biased, or perhaps confusing or misleading in some way?
I thought the question was pretty neutral.
How did the question? How about the question sequencing?
The question addresses the poll taker directly and in a clear manner. And the question was, generally speaking, would you say things in this country are heading in the right direction, or are they off on the wrong track? So I thought that was pretty straightforward.
That's good. Do you think respondents expressed their views truly?
I think they did, because of the wording of the question.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple.
It wasn't so misleading.
Yeah, it wasn't nebulous at all.
Yeah. That it kind of made them uncomfortable to lie. Okay, that's good.
All right.
Woo. So, to analyze.
The Economist/YouGov poll.
How was the poll conducted?
It was conducted by respondents were selected from YouGov's opt-in internet panel using sample matching.
Who was surveyed? How many people took the poll? And what population is the sample representing?
U.S. citizens aged 18 and over, and 1,000 people took the poll.
What is the margin of error in this poll?
The margin of error was plus or minus 3.8%. And the margin of error for registered voters was plus or minus 4%. Was the sample self-selected or chosen at random?
The sample was self-selected.
If the latter, was the methodology of finding respondents sufficient to ensure randomness? Why or why not?
No, the latter was not sufficient because it was the ending of Obama's presidency, the ending of approval of Congress, and the ending of direction of country.
What area or region were respondents from?
U.S. citizens aged 18 and over.
Did the survey focus on a specific population like drivers, voters, African Americans, etc.?
Yes, and all Americans.
If the poll is meant to represent a large, diverse population like Americans, do you think it does so, and why or why not?
The poll was meant to represent the American population aged 18 and over, and it rightly does so.
Was this poll done over the telephone, in person, on the internet, some other way?
The poll was selected from the YouGov internet panel using sample matching.
Was it done by experienced poll takers or by inexperienced volunteers or students?
It was done by experienced poll takers.
How might the methodology affect or shape the results?
The methodology can affect results because many internet users now are underage, which might lead to a decreased amount of response.
Cool.
Good. Hello, Daisy. So, what were the demographics? Like, what areas or regions that responded to the poll?
Well, the respondents were from all over the United States. It was pretty randomized, so it was scattered around.
Okay, first off, what is your poll?
My poll is the Rasmussen reports on the direction of the country.
Alright, cool. Did the survey focus on a specific population?
No, because like the whole thing was just like pretty random.
So
it was,
just
yeah,
random?
just random. Whoever wanted to answer the question.
Oh, okay. If the poll was meant to represent a large or diverse population, did it do so? Why or why not?
Well, I think it was meant like for Democrats because that's the president's a Democrat. And most of the respondents who agreed that it was headed in the right direction were Democrats.
So the reports pretty much just focus on Democrats.
Yeah.
Mainly. Okay, cool. Methodology. Was the poll done over the phone? Was it a mail-in or internet in person?
The main one was over the telephone, but they also had an internet one.
Oh, okay. Just a weird question. Did you ever look into how it was differentiated between the poll, between the telephone poll and the?
No, I didn't
internet
find any
poll?
information on that.
Oh, okay. What was it done by experienced poll takers or by inexperienced or volunteered students?
The poll was like a recorded message.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just someone recorded it, and then whoever answered, they would just ask the question.
So kind of like a robot.
Yeah.
The question, asking the question, and you're like, yeah, sure, I agree. Yeah. Okay. Okay. How might the methodology affect or shape the results?
Well, it allowed
Diversity.
Diversity, like, so, since anyone can answer the phone, like, it could have been any party, from any party.
Okay.
And with any opinion they wanted to say.
Question wording. Does the question wording seem neutral, biased, or confusing or misleading in any way?
It seemed in the middle.
Like, okay.
Because it asked both, like, what you thought, whether it was headed in the right direction or the wrong direction. Yeah.
Okay. So, when they asked the question, it wasn't pretty much a belief-based question. It was just, do you believe in this or not? Okay. Or do you agree with this?
Yeah, do you agree or disagree?
Yeah, okay. How about the question sequencing?
Every question was asked in a random order, so every time someone, like, there was a new phone call, they were reordered. So it was never in the same order.
Okay. Might any of these factors, as well as the poll taker inflection, have influence how respondents answer to the question?
Well, maybe if someone had a different opinion other than what they were asked,
Okay.
that could have made it seem different.
Do you like do you think respondents expressed their true views?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seemed like they did. But the people who did agree, it was a low percentage from the ones that disagreed.
Oh, okay. Okay. Alrighty.
Say goodbye, Meg.
I think.
All right, who conducted the poll?
The National Telephone Survey of 3,500 likely voters was conducted by Rasmussen's report on November 18th to the 24th, 2013. It was conducted by the Pulse Opinion Research LLC. As Rasmussen reports does not do commissioned surveys, but if requested to do so, they refer to Pulse Opinion searches by separate companies.
How many people need to be interviewed for the sample size to produce valid representative results?
About 500 to 1,000 people are required to. That's like a typical size. And representatives, results of the poll reports of 10,207 people were interviewed.
Was the sample self-selected or chosen at random?
It was believed to be self-selected, which has become more indispensable to find out what people think about rather than randomness.
I understand. What do sampling error, margin of error, and confidence level mean?
Sampling error is the statistical analysis arising from unrepresentativeness of the sample taken. Margin error is statistically proven proven number based on the size of the subgroups.
Is that it?
No, there's also something about confidence level. Confidence level is the probability that the value of the parameter falls within the specific range of the size of the particular group, and errors can be minimized by carefully testing reports and data in the way that can explain the concept of the error.
How is margin of error determined?
It's pretty much just a restatement of sample error.
It's good.
Interesting.
That was good. Good job.